What's up, everyone? Today's video is a little bit disappointing and irritating, and don't mind my voice, I got a little cold, but as you can tell from the title, I was driving my truck last Wednesday, and I went to go merge onto the highway. I had a whole family fun day planned. We were going to go to the mall, get some things for my kids, my girlfriend, and I went to go merge onto the ramp to get onto the highway. And the way I merge onto the highway is I just floor it, and I make sure I get my speed above what everybody else is going, and kind of just get out in front of them instead of just going on there and then worry about being rear-ended or anything. But truck got up, it was cruising, got up to around 5,000 RPMs, and it really just sounded like there's a bunch of metal in a blender, or like a bunch of little firecrackers going off. And I went to go start it up, and it was turning over slow, like I had a dead battery, so I knew it was something crank related, or there's some debris in the cylinders that wasn't allowing it to turn over. But honestly, the way it sounded, I got out and I was expecting to see either a giant crack in the block, or at least a rod or two sticking out of the oil pan. But let me show you what I got going on here. So I came home, I got all this torn apart fairly quick. But these, as you can see, that's what's left of piston rings, and not really sure what else might actually be pieces of the piston, because most of this looks kind of big. But that's the oil ring right there, and yeah, that's definitely not a piece of piston ring. That's a piece of piston, rod, whatever else. I haven't pulled any of the lifters out, but I mean, from what I've seen, I don't have to. I already know what happened. And so yeah, at first I kind of had to narrow it down to bad gas, because while I was pumping the gas, it didn't really have like a strong smell. It kind of just smelled really watered down. And the actual place I went to, the pump that I was using was shut down a couple days before all this happened. It had like a yellow bag on there, which means there was something going on with that pump. And then I probably maybe used it recently after they removed it, whatever was wrong with it. But that's what I thought it was at first. And then I got gas in my other car at the same place the other day, and that's completely fine. And this is one of those situations where I really should have listened to myself, because a couple days before this happened, I kept hearing a faint knocking sound coming from this side of the engine, and it wasn't a lifter noise or anything like that. It was definitely like a detonation sound, and something at that moment told me, alright, just put it back to stock tune. But nope, I guess my lust or love for horsepower got in the way, so I kept it. And this isn't the only story I really heard about that. I've had other people say that they used the same tuner and they had a bunch of knock-in, even though I used pretty good quality gas, so it wasn't that. But yeah, they had the same thing, detonation problems. But luckily they tuned it back to the stock or whatever, maybe even the 87, and just got it off the 93, so their engine didn't blow like mine. And so I came down to the conclusion that I'm just gonna take everything off the truck, the rims, the tires, all the other parts, and I'm just gonna end up junking it. Although it only has 170,000 miles, the transmission's still good. And I could easily find another engine for this, drop it in, but I just want something newer, something with a 5.3 or bigger, but honestly at this point, gas prices going back up, you know, with the hurricane and everything like that, I just want something with probably just a 5.3. And definitely something a lot shorter too. As much as I love this truck, it's just way too long. And when you look at it from the back or the front, it looks okay, but look at it from the side, it definitely looks like a giant boat. And it's just really ugly. But it's also a pain in the ass to park too. Like if anybody parked on the sides, both sides of me or in the back of me, I would literally be stuck and wouldn't be able to park anywhere. So I'd always have to park like the furthest part down in the parking lot where nobody else was too. So yeah, so it's definitely, I'm a little, like I said, depressed, irritated, but the more I think of it, the more I just keep thinking like maybe it happened for a reason. You know, something didn't want me going onto the highway that day for whatever reason. Because up until then it was running fine. And like I said the other day, I heard a faint detonation sound and I should have just listened to myself and just changed it. But safe to say, for now, I'm done with any handheld tuner. I really don't care what the brand is. You know, it could happen with anyone. But I think the Super Chips tuner is definitely the cheap way to go. Thanks a lot, asshole. Fucking people. Oh, God. Yeah, but here's all the stuff I had torn apart. I was really hoping it would be a simple fix, but nah. So I'm going to save the wires, I'm going to save the coils. Not really sure about the intake, because if I do end up getting something newer, it's not going to fit. And yeah, so when I first started tearing this thing down, like I took this off, and there was engine oil in the throttle body, and then I pulled the intake off, and then you could see every cylinder it had a spot where either oil blew up into it or it was just burning it anyway. And really irritated though, because I literally just put this muffler on there and it sounded absolutely insane, and now it's just sitting here doing nothing. So I guess the next couple of videos, give or take, it might just be random videos until I get a new truck and just kind of figure out my money situation. But my other car, my Hyundai Santa Fe, I have to do a couple things to that, so I might make some videos on doing that. And actually, when I get out on the highway still, I checked the oil, that was fine. There's nothing, didn't look like really anything blew. There's no coolant in the oil, nothing like that. And then I got home and it just turned over a little bit easier when it cooled down, but then it still just stopped completely. And I kind of want to take the other head off and see what the damage is over there, but at the same point, I already know this engine is beyond screwed, so there's no point really. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick recap of what happened. So if you've been thinking about using a Super Chips tuner, I would strongly recommend not to. And like I said, I'm definitely done with handheld tuners anyway. I didn't really see a difference between the stock tune and the 93. I guess the only thing that was really different was throttle response, maybe. But it definitely drove a lot smoother with the stock tune. Like the transmission didn't I guess I would say clank around or anything as much as it did. And I think that was another thing too. I think there's definitely like a transmission issue with this. It shifted fine, everything like that. The mount is okay, but like sometimes I'd go to hit the gas and it would just like slam instead of actually picking up. New throttle body, so all the throttle position sensor, all that was good. It might have been speed sensor on top of the transmission, but I think that's one thing that was leading to how slow this thing picked up. So that might have been one thing. Hang on, here comes this jackass again. But, so yeah, there's that. And so instead of getting a tuner from now on, I'm just going to get a, like a pedal commander or a Banks pedal monster, which I was actually planning on getting before this blew. Literally the same day. I was going to go home that night, order it, and then do the review on it. And same thing with the Granatelli Motorsports mass airflow sensor. I was going to order the 2-inch drop shackles for the back. And overall, I guess it's kind of a good thing this happened, just so I can, gives me more motivation to get something newer and just something more practical. Something with 4-wheel drive, because as much as I have my other car that's all-wheel drive, I still had to drive this truck to the dump every week, and sometimes, the side roads wouldn't be plowed or anything like that. So that's just up to date on this, I guess. So I guess stay tuned for future videos. See what new truck I roll out with, hopefully. So that's gonna end it for today's video. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.